With winter over, if you're selling furniture on the marketplace, you know it's time to make planners. Here's my most profitable planner that I can't make fast enough to keep up selling, and I can actually raise my price as we get closer to the garden season. Here's how to make it quick and easy. I use resaw 2x4s for this project. I can make this planner for less than $10. Feel free to use 1x4s or even palletwood to make this. I start by ripping both sides of my 2x4 square, removing an eighth on each side. This gives me nice close to square 2x4s that'll be easier to resaw. I do my first pass at 1.5 inches and finalize at 2 inches. Make sure to keep the same side against the fence for both passes. Before I continue, I plane the boards, just a little bit, so the cut side is nice and smooth, leaving me with nice planers and less sanding. On the miter saw, cut all the parts now. Here is a full cut list. For a more detailed plan, check out mattbuilds.com. Thanks for checking it out. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. All the parts are cut square, except the top. Set your miter saw to 45 degrees and cut the 4 parts, both sides having opposite angles. Before leaving the table saw for this project, there's one last thing to do. Take half of the leg parts and set your fence to the width of the board minus its thickness. In my case, this was about 2.5 inches, as my board is just under 3/4 of an inch. Set all the parts in piles per length and let's assemble this. This is a quick build, easy to batch and make money with. Set the longer parts down, as such, the more narrow piece flat on the table, the wide one standing up. This will give us a leg with both sides the same length. For this step I use outdoor compatible glue and my brad nailer. You can use screws and I do later in this project, but I've always done this step with my brad nailer for cheaper as good results. Set 2 legs down and align 5 of the longer side pieces with equal spacing in between. Leave about 3 inches at the bottom, which looks better once assembled. Make sure to add enough glue and that you're using an outdoor type, else it'll dissolve in rain and your planner will fall apart. Repeat for 2 sides. To join the sides, set them side by side like this and do the same spacing, but this time with the shorter side panels. Now we have something that resembles a planer, but is basically just a wooden tube. Stand it up, the part with the spacing down. Use 2 of the 5 remaining pieces to make a brace for the bottom platform. I like to keep them aligned with the bottom side planks so you can't see them from outside. Glue and nail or screw in place. For the platform, add glue along the brace and drop them in, with equal spacing, adding 2 nails per plank to avoid twisting. The only thing left is adding the top. Add glue all along the top ledge and drop the top parts miters closed. I pre-drilled deep holes into the side and used 2-inch screws for those, as I know people will be lifting it from those sides and brad nails and glue might be a problem. You can sell those unfinished and people actually go on the lookout for them and paint them themselves to match their stuff. But if you do paint them, use something that works for outside, and a cheap way to do that is deck paint. This whole thing can be built in an hour and in peak season can be sold for a lot of money. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more and see you next time.